Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to the audience. First of all, I think thank you is in order for the organizers, the partners and the participants of our Ignite 2021 for a successful event yesterday. When we first started the initiative to launch Ignite back in early 2020, we had planned to launch it together with our launching of Iskandar Next back in October of 2020. But as you know, the pandemic happened and we had to postpone this initiative. So we're very glad that a few months down the road after the postponement, we have managed to realize this initiative, and it could not happen without the support of all of you. So first of all, thank you again to all of you who have made this event successful. Secondly, this morning I was asked a very pertinent question by my 9-year-old daughter, which is, Daddy, do fish die if they stop swimming? So it's something that I was thinking about before this presentation. And I thought that maybe that's something that also I have to answer later to my daughter. So before this, I was Googling a little bit and trying to find that answer. And I'll get back to that answer, what I found out in a bit later. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, I think as explained and introduced by our MCs this morning, this program that you are joining is day 2 of the Ignite 2021, the Iskandar Global Innovation and Technology Exchange, which represents a key component to the Iskandar Next program that was launched in October of 2020. Let me just recap again. The Iskandar Next program, launched by Yang Amat Berhormat Menteri Besar of Johor back in October of 2020, represents a public-private partnership led by Iskandar Investment Berhad that focuses on the development of digital innovation, emerging technologies, and also the necessary talent development in Iskandar Puteri. What that represents today, ladies and gentlemen, is that Iskandar Next, over the next 5 years, will be a key theme for Iskandar Investment Berhad in all our programs, all our projects for the development of our key commercial developments and also our catalytic developments in Iskandar Puteri. This can be categorized into 3 key pillars. The first being new economic areas. And when we look at new economic areas, we started by understanding that key to any kind of development in any location is that it must have life. It cannot be just hard bricks and mortars and the property development and the ecosystem development without actually bringing life to that location. And bringing life to that location, one of the key components that was identified is that we need to create jobs. And in creating jobs, we said that, look, we started the journey of job creation into a services-based and knowledge-based economy for Iskandar Puteri back in 2006 in terms of the infrastructure, the planning, the partnerships, and started the realization of those jobs as early as 2012 with the launch of programs such as GBS Iskandar back in 2016, and after that, the blockchain village at Bedini. And what did we learn from those experiences is that we have to address what are the kind of components, what are the kind of collaborations that we need to bring into the area so that people can actually thrive, the businesses can actually come, and then we can support these businesses, and at the end of the day, the jobs are created, and then the community and life is also something that we can benefit for the location. So if you look at what we've done from GBS Iskandar and Blockchain Village at Bedini, over the last 6 years, we've created some 6,000 jobs. Today, there are over 25 companies who do various series of activities, from call centers to software development, to corporate secretarial work, to accounting and finance, and so on and so forth. And towards the end of 2018, 2019, we pivoted to a lot of emerging technology companies. So today you have companies that are doing blockchain development, Internet of Things. We also have companies that are doing games development and so on. So today, if you come to Iskandar Putri, you come to the location, it is a melting pot of a lot of new kind of economic areas that we feel was necessary to get Iskandar Putri moving. So not only is the economic area something that we look at in terms of the development, but today we've been able to create an awareness, a maturity of that location that not only Iskandar Putri and the state of Johor appreciates, but we feel that at a national level today, we've been able to put Iskandar Putri and the state of Johor on the map as one of the key locations for the country in terms of digital and emerging technology development. But to do that, we also addressed another key area, which is new experiences. We felt that, doing things the same way, doing things over and over again, expecting different kind of results will not get us anywhere. So we realized that through Iskandar Next, over the next 5 years, we have to also innovate. We also have to look at doing things differently. And we have to understand what are the kind of experiences that will be required so that people will not only take notice, but when they come, they realize that the project is real, the potential is enormous, and this is something that they want to be part of. For example, yesterday, I think we were very excited to hear that, a lot of comments given from the audience, also from one of the panelists, that they were very happy that almost 2 years has passed since we've had the pandemic, and almost 2 years has passed that there has been a gathering of innovation and technology discussions in the state of Johor. So we are very happy that, that we could bring this together, that it is something that we feel will benefit not just the community, but just everyone else who wants to be part of innovation and technology in the region. So yesterday we looked at also one of the key topics that was raised was that in the development of innovation and technology, it's not just about looking at the development, but also the speed of the development and the delivery of the development. So yesterday, one of the panelists raised very clearly that, if we are going to do any kind of development here, it should not be something that is continuing to look at facilitating and enabling just the development. Later, when we have the solutions developed, the role of government should also be something that we look at in terms of the delivery, in terms of facilitating and enabling whatever has been developed here. So it is something that we look forward to addressing, how the new experiences, whether it is the collaboration between government, industry, academia, and also the actual talent pool that wants to come here, is something that we need to address, which is the third pillar of Iskandar Next, which is new talent. In the topic of talent, it is something that, for donkey years, we've been trying to address. I know many of the panelists are key and are proponents of talent development over the last 10, 20, 30 years. But it is something that Malaysia as a country, I think we need to continue to address. Yesterday we recognized one of the key points that was made was there is no silver bullet to addressing the need of the talent development of the country. The key question that was asked was, how can we train the talent of the future when we don't know what the future looks like? I think that is a very pertinent question for us collectively over the next one day to also address. That we are looking at talent and saying that, this is something that we are going into an area not knowing what is needed. So I'm sure many of the panelists will share with you this morning and this afternoon what needs to be done. How do we address these situations? And how do we go forward in addressing the area of talent? If talent needs to be trained as early as the age of 8, yesterday one of the panelists mentioned that his son is already learning coding, which is a step forward. But what does that mean? When he turns 18, will it still be relevant? How do we understand this, and how do we nurture these things that we need to address? So in short, there is no cookie cutter solution. There is no silver bullet for the area of talent, but it needs to be a collective. It needs to be a continuous journey that we feel that we need to support and we need to facilitate through the development of programs under the Iskandar Next umbrella. So ladies and gentlemen, if I can pick one theme out of yesterday's discussion, and hopefully we will hear a lot of that today, is that key to all of this is collaboration. Key to all of this is that we cannot do things in isolation. We cannot do things on our own, and we cannot do things for our own selfish reasons. We cannot see things, whether we are part of the government, just for the sake of what we need. If at all, what the pandemic has shown us, and recently, if you've seen the last 2 days of the parliament sessions, it just proves that we have to continue to do things. We have to move, irrespective of what's going on or what noise, or some people call it a circus, that is going on around in the background. So whether you are part of the industry, whether you're part of the academics, whether you're part of the industry, or you are part of an association of industries that we have seen, I think the collaboration is key so that we continue to understand what is going on in each other's area, what are you doing, and get new ideas in terms of what we can develop and how we can understand what are the problems and what would be the solutions required for today and for the future. And that is exactly what this program, the Iskandar Global Innovation and Technology Exchange, aims to do. It intends to understand what you are currently doing, what you are thinking, what you experienced in the past, and see how we can innovate to elevate. So today, I think you will hear a lot more interesting sessions from our panelists. We have a series of interesting panel sessions. I hope that you can actually enjoy and learn and understand how we can actually together grow the location of Iskandar Putri, the region, the community, and the society. So back to the question that I asked earlier, do fish actually die if they stop swimming? Interestingly enough, even I didn't know this. So, and I found out that actually fish do not die if they stop swimming, so long as the water that they are in is sufficiently oxygenated. What that means is it contains enough oxygen for the fish to breathe. So similarly to us, I think, if we stop moving, will we die? Eventually we will, but we will not die because we didn't move. We will die because if the oxygen around us will not be sufficient, and we will suffocate from the environment around us. So move out. I think we need to understand how we can be the oxygen of the location that we are developing. Together, your ideas, your feedback, your comments, your support will continue to be the oxygen for us to not just survive, but I believe it will be a key driver in the development of Iskandar Putri, the Iskandar Next program, and hopefully the innovation hub that we are trying to develop here in Iskandar, Malaysia. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us yesterday. Thank you for joining us today. I'd like to thank all the supporters, the partners, the panelists, the sponsors for being with us. I hope that you will get a fruitful session today as we did yesterday and enjoy the rest of the session. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.